30 years ago, in the martial world, a baby was left at the doorstep of a childless couple. They took him in with love and named him Brandon Chow. 30 years later, he became the most powerful leader of the Beggar clan, respected by all, feared by many, and the unrivaled master of the legendary 18 dragon subduing palms, earning his name as a fearless and heroic chief. But as fate would have it, success invites envy. The world tends to despise the poor and fear the strong. On that fateful day, all the major sects of the martial world united with one goal: destroy Brandon Chiao. He chose to face them, not for glory, but to save a woman. Even his sworn brothers and fellow disciples from the Beggar clan, along with the Shaolin abbots, turned against him, determined to end his life. Why did the martial world betray him so fiercely? Who was the woman that led this great hero astray? Let's dive into the story. Raised with great care by his adoptive parents, Brandon showed signs of greatness early on. By age 5, he was sent to a temple to study Shaolin martial arts. Within a short time, he stood out as a rare prodigy, destined for greatness. As he grew, Brandon became the top disciple of the Beggar clan, and eventually its leader, known for his righteousness and bold spirit. Despite being a clan of beggars, Brandon owned a grand tavern. One day, a monk named Master Miles visited the tavern, accompanied by a cage containing a young man. Curious why a monk would imprison someone, Brandon personally intervened to ask for the boy's release. He recognized the captive as a noble from Dali, but Master Miles refused, insisting the boy was arrogant and needed to suffer in hell to be redeemed. Unable to agree, the two clashed. Master Miles's disciples attacked, but none could match Brandon, who easily defeated them. When Master Miles joined the battle, he was evenly matched at first, but Brandon eventually gained the upper hand. Desperate, Master Miles unleashed the fire wind technique, one of the deadliest skills in the martial world. Brandon stood unfazed. With a calm breath, he summoned his internal energy. His first palm neutralized the fire attack, and his second palm sent Master Miles crashing into the wall. It was the famed 18 dragon subduing palms. Yet Brandon spared his opponent's life, earning his respect and prompting him to release the captive noble. But peace didn't last. The very next day, the clan's elders forced Brandon to step down. The first leader of the Beggar clan had been assassinated, and the blame was pinned on him. A letter left by the former leader accused Brandon of being a foreigner, not of Song descent, but from the Khitan tribe, historic enemies of the Song. Brandon, being an orphan, knew nothing of his true heritage, but suspected the letter was fake. Determined to uncover the truth, he set off on a quest. But no one stood by him. Even his sworn brothers abandoned him. Alone, he accepted the clan's punishment, piercing his own abdomen before departing. Tragedy followed him. Returning home, he found his adoptive parents brutally attacked. His father, barely alive, died before revealing the attacker's identity. Two Shaolin seniors arrived, saw the scene, and mistook Brandon for the killer. Unable to explain, he quietly buried his parents behind the mountain. Meanwhile, the seniors reported the matter to the Grand Abbot, who had also been mysteriously attacked. As his disciples left, Brandon descended from the rooftop, seeking advice and a final farewell. But the abbot, too weak to speak, died in Brandon's arms. At that moment, a young monk entered with food and, misunderstanding the scene, called others to arrest Brandon. He could only bow to his fallen master one last time and flee. That night, the Shaolin temple rang its alarm. In the rain, disciples hunted for Brandon. As he fled across rooftops, he spotted the young monk sneaking into the prayer chamber. Hiding behind a statue, the monk dropped a stolen martial arts scroll, proof of his guilt. The abbots burst in to see Brandon holding the thief, but to their eyes, the two looked identical. They accused Brandon of conspiring with the impostor. Even though he returned the stolen scroll, the abbot attacked with the powerful diamond palm. Brandon withstood the strike, but the impostor didn't. Her mask fell away, revealing a woman. Severely injured by the palm strike, she could not be saved. Brandon fought his way out, carrying her with him. Using his inner energy, he extended her life temporarily. But she knew the wound was fatal. She confessed she wasn't a thief, only wanted to borrow the scroll to return later. She asked Brandon to leave her, which he did. Yet moments later, he returned with buns and clean clothes. If he left, her life would be in danger, which deeply moved the girl. The next day, when she overheard some gang messengers mocking Qiao Feng and calling him the lustful hero, she couldn't hold back. She picked up a rock and hurled it at the horse's rump, making it kick wildly and strike the foul-mouthed man squarely, teaching him a painful lesson. In truth, Qiao Feng had never fallen asleep. He heard every insult they hurled. What surprised him was that the girl chose to trust him. That small spark of empathy alone made Qiao Feng determined to save her life. The following day, they set off to find the famed physician, Master Titus. Along the way, her strength weakened further, and Qiao Feng had to transfer his inner energy into her several times, tending to her every need with great care. Once she regained some strength, the girl introduced herself as Alina, a disciple of the Morong sect. She confessed that she stole the treasured letter because young Lord Murong promised to reveal the identities of her parents if she brought it back. As it turned out, Alina was also an orphan, just like Qiao Feng. This revelation struck a chord in him, and he promised to help her find her parents. That night, beside the stream, Qiao Feng shared his own story. He was also searching for his true origin. Was he from Khitan or Song? But Alina didn't care. To her, he was a savior, someone she trusted absolutely and feared nothing with. The two slowly developed feelings for each other. Yet Alina's life was hanging by a thread, and Master Titus had long vanished from the world. Where could they possibly find him? Coincidentally, the next day, all the martial sects and heroes of the world gathered at Celestial Monastery. Among them were reclusive masters who had vanished from the world for years. But this grand gathering was not to discuss peace. It was a council on how to destroy Qiao Feng. His heroic reputation was in ruins. Now, people only saw him as a demon who murdered his master and betrayed his adoptive parents. Despite knowing this, Qiao Feng still risked his life to attend the gathering, with the dying Alina in his arms. It was akin to walking into his own death, but today was the only chance to meet Master Titus, the only one who could save Alina. The martial community cursed Qiao Feng as a traitor. The wife of the deceased sect leader, Lady Marsden, tearfully pleaded for justice for her husband. Out of the chaotic crowd, Master Titus emerged. Despite his reputation as a divine healer, he showed no mercy. He declared that if Qiao Feng wanted to save the girl, he had to exchange her life for his own. To everyone's astonishment, Qiao Feng agreed without hesitation. Before blood was spilled among sworn brothers, he wanted to offer a toast to all heroes present. He raised his wine cup. This drink marked the end of all ties. Whatever happened next would be without guilt or regret. Lady Marsden came forward first. She drank the wine and shattered the cup, doing it in her husband's stead. Next came the Shaolin monks, drinking to sever their ties with Qiao Feng. Then came the Beggar clan. With solemn expressions, they praised Qiao Feng's contributions to their clan, but still emptied the cup and broke it. Even the clan's elder master drank the farewell wine and ordered Qiao Feng dragged away. Unexpectedly, the same braggart from the previous day, wanting to show off, dared step up to drink. Enraged, Qiao Feng struck him down. He had no bond with such a man. That blow became the spark that ignited the brutal battle. One by one, the people Qiao Feng once considered brothers came at him to claim his head and earn fame. Qiao Feng could no longer hold back. He had to survive, to fulfill his promise to find Alina's parents and uncover his own origins. The masters of the martial world were formidable, but compared to Qiao Feng, they were like mosquitoes against steel. With each wave of attackers, more fell. But even Qiao Feng was not invincible. Alina, in pain, tried to crawl toward him but was caught by Lady Marsden's men. Cornered, Qiao Feng had no choice but to unleash his signature technique, Dragon's Rebuke. With one strike, he sent his enemies flying inside the Great Hall. Meanwhile, Lady Marsden broke her word and tried to kill Alina. Outside, Qiao Feng was caught in a deadly sword formation set up by Celestial Monastery's disciples. From the tower above, Lady Marsden pressed a blade to Alina's neck, trying to force Qiao Feng to surrender. But this only ignited a deeper fury in him. Burning with rage, he broke through the formation like a wild beast, killing without mercy. He leaped into the air, snapped a spear in two, one half embedded in Bai Shijing's shoulder, the other pinned Lady Marsden's robe, saving Alina. But in that moment of distraction, Master Titus struck Qiao Feng's vital acupoint. He lost all his power, crippled like a broken man. Bai Shijing stabbed him again. Alina wept in agony, blaming Chao Feng for sacrificing himself for her. But Chao Feng believed it was worth it. He was protecting the one who had once protected him when the world turned against him. The entire martial world swarmed the temple, furious at Chao Feng, all wounded by him and seeking vengeance. He could no longer wield the dragon's 18 palms. With one hand, he shielded Alina. With the other, he fought off bloodthirsty enemies. As he neared death, the roof collapsed, setting the temple ablaze. Then, a mysterious grandmaster descended from above and rescued Chao Feng. The monks saw this as fate. Those not destined to die cannot be killed. Lady Marsden, still seething, tried to strike Alina down, but Master Titus stopped her. Not out of kindness, but because he believed as long as Alina lived, Chao Feng would one day return and give up his life. That mysterious grandmaster not only possessed unmatched martial skills, but also had deep inner power, capable of reigniting Chao Feng's failing qi. Days later, Chao Feng finally awoke. The first thing he did was bow in gratitude. Unexpectedly, this man knew the truth of his origins. He truly was a Khitan. His father, Xiao Yuanshan, had taken the family to flee from the Khitan to the Song territory, but unfortunately met with disaster there. Despite this, Chao Feng never harbored hatred toward the Song people. Now that he had recovered, the mysterious hero who had saved him vanished without revealing his identity. On the other side, Ju had also been saved by the miracle doctor Shui Shenyi. However, she was like a caged bird. Her life now belonged to him, and she was kept in the grand palace of the Murong sect. Murong Fu was plotting to recruit Chao Feng in his ambition to overthrow the Song and restore the great Yan dynasty of his ancestors. One night, when no one was watching, Ju crafted a fake mask. Not long after, Shui Shenyi was seen clutching a wound, ordering his disciples to capture her. In the confusion, they all rushed to obey without realizing their master had been impersonated, until the real and fake doctors came face to face. Once the disciples had left, Ju tore off the mask and gripped the old man's throat. She struck him on behalf of Chao Feng and then burned his lifetime collection of rare medicines in revenge. She returned to the Murong estate and pleaded with Murong Fu to let her find Chao Feng. Meanwhile, Chao Feng had gone back to his old inn, but found it reduced to ruins. Suddenly, a massive beam flew at him. He caught it. It was Murong Fu. In the south, there was Murong. In the north, there was Chao Feng. The two greatest martial artists finally met. Murong Fu hadn't come to fight, but to deliver news from Ju. Upon hearing it, Chao Feng immediately rode off, only to witness Song soldiers massacring a Khitan family. Rage surged in his veins. He killed all the soldiers and freed the remaining Khitan survivors. Murong Fu watched and was quite pleased. He then led Chao Feng to a high cliff where they found an inscribed rock. For some reason, it stirred deep pain in Chao Feng's heart. Soon after, Ju arrived on horseback. Reunited after surviving death, they declared their love. Chao Feng promised that once he found their parents, he would take her to the fields and live a carefree life with nature. That night, Bai Shijing secretly met with Madame Ma. Their conversation revealed a hidden truth. They were the true culprits behind the murder of the first beggar clan leader. The one orchestrating the hunt for Chao Feng across the martial world was Duanzheng Chun of Dali. As Bai Shijing left, Madame Ma leaped onto Chao Feng's horse. It turned out to be Ju in disguise, extracting information from Bai Shijing. But Bai Shijing then went to see the real Madame Ma. It turned out that the treacherous woman Miao Mu had anticipated Ju's disguise and deliberately fed false information through Bai Shijing. Chao Feng and Ju were now caught in a trap and had arrived in Dali, just in time to witness a chaotic family scene. Duanzheng Chun's rebellious daughter refused to obey her parents and insisted on becoming a martial artist. She even dared to launch a hidden dart at her father. But thankfully, Chao Feng blocked it with his wooden oar. Duanzheng Chun, grateful and hospitable, cared nothing for the rumors about Chao Feng. Later, he and his wife took their daughter Quan Ni away. Their family had long been strained due to his constant roaming and neglect. Now he wanted them reunited, but Quan Ni was too bitter to forgive. Duan's wife also resented him. While pregnant, he had abandoned her, forcing her to give their daughter to the Murong family. That daughter was Ju. She overheard everything from outside and was devastated that her parents' feud had led to her abandonment. When discovered, She didn't reveal her identity, only whispered that she missed her parents before leaving. That same night, Chao Feng planned his revenge. Aju came to him and spoke strangely about their future, but he failed to notice anything unusual. At the appointed time, he went to confront Duan Zhengchun, who sat calmly in a boat. He begged for mercy, but Chao Feng struck anyway, sending his body into the water, only to reveal a fake mask. It was Aju. Chao Feng was stunned. She explained that Duan Zhengchun was her father, and she wanted to repay his debts herself, hoping Chao Feng would let go of his hatred. Now, all he could do was fulfill her final wish, return her body to her parents. Duan Zhengchun, grief-stricken, explained that he had never killed Chao Feng's parents, nor manipulated the martial world. Consumed with fury, Chao Feng went after Bai Shijing, knowing now that he and Madame Ma were Murong's agents, using him to eliminate rival clans and make way for Murong's dominance. Quan Ni also dragged Madame Ma forward, screaming that the so-called founder of the Beggar clan had kidnapped and enslaved her. Upon realizing she was also behind her sister's suffering, Quan Ni delivered a fatal blow. Madame Ma's once proud face was now despised even by Bai Shijing. Kungfu arrived with his troops, and Bai thought he was saved, but instead received a volley of arrows through his heart. Madame Ma shared the same fate. Chao Feng fought off Murong's soldiers to protect Quan Ni, who gave him her father's sword techniques. Armed with a legendary blade, his strength surged. Dozens attacked but fell swiftly. Kungfu entered the battle. The famous Kungfu of Suzhou truly lived up to his name. His sword strikes were powerful and refined, an even match for Chao Feng. Even Chao Feng's mighty dragon-subduing palms were countered. Former allies who had betrayed him were now killed by Murong, clearing the path for his ambitions. His celestial shift technique injured Chao Feng internally. At death's door, Chao Feng recalled his master's teachings. A righteous heart stands unshaken. He withstood a deadly blow, lifted Kungfu with one hand, struck him twice, and sent him crashing to the underworld, never to rise again. The battle was over. Fong Carter fulfilled his promise by taking Arya back to the northern frontier to bury her. Afterward, he mounted his horse and rode toward the Khitan tribe. But the truth was, his father wasn't dead. Years ago, the elder Carter had taken his wife and young son to flee to the Song territory. Along the way, they were ambushed by bandits. Though he defeated them, he failed to protect his wife. The infant son he left by a cliff was later found by monks from Shaolin Temple and given to a poor family to raise. Elsewhere, coincidentally, the father of Marvin Murong also hadn't died. With his inner energy, he saved his son's life. And he, in fact, was the leader of the very bandit gang that ambushed the Carter family all those years ago. Now, with these two aging warriors crossing paths once more, a series of fierce battles is about to erupt. That wraps up today's explosive drama. If you enjoyed it, give us a like and don't forget to subscribe for more thrilling reviews.